Hello, Invisiblade here with another VOD review. This one is for a player that bounces around between low diamond and mid diamond, and it's a Strongholds live fire game. I'm specifically doing this partially because helping him, but Strongholds has been generally one of my weaker game types statistically, so I've been working on it and wanted to go over it, not just for his benefit, but for mine as well. So the first thing I'm showing here, though, is Quadrant dominating Optic, and this is on Saturday during the Dallas DreamHack event, and Quadrant absolutely dominated. So I just watched that game real quick. I'm not really doing a VOD review of it, but what I really noticed is that Quadrant got a lot of trip caps because they were playing a strong side with 3 people, and then the weak side with 1 person, specifically Legend here. He was absolutely going off. That takes a lot more coordinated of a team, and as someone who solo queues, you're not necessarily going to play like these pros, even if you're mechanically inclined, although you're not likely going to be. Anyway, I just want to bring it up that this is really interesting, and I kind of want to examine Quadrant's play a little more, but I don't think we can do that as much in solo queue. So for this specific game, I wanted to look at a couple things here just on the scoreboard. So the first one, teams are similarly matched, but the Eagle team should have won this just based off the ranks. So you've got a Plat 5 and a Plat 5, a Diamond 1 and a Diamond 1, a Diamond 4 and a Diamond 4. But then the one we're reviewing today is CrappyHell here at a Diamond 1. His counter is a Diamond 3 on the other team. So the other team was outranked by a little bit. And then on the kill side, if you actually look at this, one person on their team went +7, but then someone else was -7, and the other two were also negative quite a bit. And yet they won the game and were more objectively efficient. So slays don't always mean everything, because the Cobra team did outslay them, but ended up losing. And the one we're looking at, he was actually the best on his team in terms of slays. He was high in deaths as well, though, so that kind of tells me he was over-engaging, perhaps. I'm not sure yet. I haven't really done the VOD review. I watched it as it recorded off of theater, but that was it. So I just wanted to take a look and see what I see, my thought process is, and get a different perspective of what someone else might do and help him and help myself learn. And then finally, for live fire, Strongholds is definitely different than Recharge. Here, I've got the Recharge map pulled up with the optimal setup. If you have a guy top A here, a guy top glass, those crosses are very important, and then your other 2 players can kind of roam a little. And then if you get a C spawn trap, this is really hard to break, right? Well, live fire, you don't really have that capability. If you're fighting from C, you can't really see B. If you're fighting from A, you can't really see B. If you're sitting like Big Door, you can't really fight for A until they're already on it, so you're not really defending it anymore, you're attacking it. Same with sandbags, right? It's the same idea if you're trying to help B. So you can't get the same type of cross setup like you can on Recharge. So it plays a little differently, especially since the OS is over on the other side of the map from B. So the way I've been trying to play it recently is I'm going to use red as the enemy. I primarily try to hold B for myself, depending on, of course, on what my teammate's doing. Solo queuing is a thing, right? And then I let my team, hopefully we have C, because C whoa. Oh, interesting. Can you? No, you can't. Okay. C has the shroud screen, which helps get the OS. But when the OS is coming up, I will then rotate to push out to A, as my teammates, in theory, push out to OS here, opening up the B spawns so that the enemy is spawning furthest from the OS. Then we'll have an AC cap and grab the OS, and then we can push out back to B at that point and let them rehab A. But of course, it's hard to hold just CB. Sometimes they will end up wrapping around to cap C. So there's different ways, and you'll bounce around. But my primary thought, just in what I've been doing recently, let go of B, just move away from it. Let them spawn in B and have B. You have AC to get the OS, and then you can fight back for B later. So yeah, that's kind of just general thoughts. Again, it's solo queue, so that's always a thing. But here's the recording, and let's go through it. Let's cap those zones, Spartan. Turn it down a little. I did just notice, although I hadn't noticed this before, I ended up recording this at 30 FPS, so that's the thing. Not a bad start. I do prefer the Heatwave over Plasma Pistol, but okay.
Enemy team scoring.
Right here, my thought, this is a very common thing to jump up right here. I actually prefer to go a little bit deeper before jumping up, because if they're looking this way, they're most likely looking right where you're jumping up here. So I like to go back a little further off to the backside before jumping up. Good cleanup.
Your team scoring.
Overshield available.
Very nice, very nice.
The enemy's captured.
Okay, so right here you've got your overshield guy pushing C. Your teammates are spawning behind you here at A. So that means the enemy is either spawning mud or B. Hard to say for sure which one just yet, but I would be maybe hugging pistol just so you don't get shot from top mid in case they've got a guy top tower, and looking B to see if you can get anyone off spawn there.
Enemy team scoring.
Okay, so you ended up going the other way, which they didn't have someone tower, that's fine, and helping your OS guy, so that's fine. Good cleanup. Okay, so they are B. You've got a teammate fighting there. Oh, they've got two, alright. Good backup. Now you swap for Heatwave. Okay, this I did notice, and I wanted to play with this. So there's two things here, actually. Let's talk about the push itself. So, I know there were some comms in this game, but I don't know how strong they were. And the only reason I know there were comms is he said that their plat player was freaking out. So you've got two people on C, one person over by OS. Okay, so you did have a guy pushing nest. I didn't notice that before, so I wasn't sure if this was a good push, but yeah, it is. So this right here, I just wanted to know for myself, so let's take a look at this. I've pulled up the game. Heatwave, if you're horizontal, vertical, right? That's the zoom change. The horizontal one, at that distance, which looks like you're here roughly, and you're shooting a guy over kind of by the door, you can 2-tap somebody, right? Generally it's going to be a 3-tap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All 8 shots, and I didn't even break his shields. Let him recharge. And I 2-tap him. Yeah, I really don't like the horizontal, especially for distance. Horizontal is meant more for, like, say I shot this guy twice, and he's still alive, but he's moving around, and it's going to be hard to hit this last shot. That's when horizontal, because then you can just clean him up. Even at a distance, right? Let's see if I can kill this guy. Oh, that's not a good angle. Oh, there's a guy. So, I've hurt him quite a bit. He's broken. Then I can clean him up with the horizontal because it's easier to hit the shot. Or switch to BR, which in this case I have a pistol, whatever. But yeah, you do end up shooting a few times horizontally here, and I just wanted to see like how viable that really was, because I wasn't sure. I didn't think so, and it looks like not. But it is kind of a problem. You would have been better off switching to your BR here. But you do, it just takes a minute. Okay. So my thought process was what I was just stalling on, but it's hard. Again, this is hindsight, and I don't have comms and stuff, but that guy you were just shooting at on the dark side here, he's probably going to go back B, and you have the heat wave, and so you're going to be really strong up close. So I would almost turn around here and look back B, but then your teammate did too. So it's kind of hard to say if that was the right move or not. Yeah, again, heat wave at distance, like you're not really doing any damage there. Good swap though.
Your team scoring.
Yeah, vertical would have been much better. Which I thought maybe it was a theater thing, but the fact that the bullets are horizontal kind of tells me that you were horizontal. It's not a theater bug.
Enemy team scoring.
Okay, off spawn here, you got a guy fighting top mid. You've got a guy over by nest, and OS is up in 20. So here you definitely want AC so you can get the OS. Yeah, I don't like that sprint across top mid there. If you want to move a little faster, I would sprint slide. But I think that's what ended up costing you your shields there. You've been staring this angle. I don't remember if this is the spot or not. There is one point where you get flanked. You've been staring at this angle a little bit with those shots. You just dropped a grenade. The OS is almost up. By now, they've had time to wrap around from a bottom tunnel, especially if there's a guy key door. I would check your back here just real quick, especially since your mouse and keyboard, it's really easy to turn around, take a quick look, and then look back this way. And you end up holding that angle for a long time. He dies, and then yeah, okay, so you do end up getting flanked there. So my sixth sense when I was first watching this is my second time, and some things did point out. My sixth sense said turn around after you toss that grenade. I'll point it out. Right here, toss that grenade and turn around real quick, just to check your back.
Shield available.
Okay, so they end up spawning dummies. I don't know if
Your
you've
team
seen that, if you were
scored.
cycling, so we won't use death screen info because we don't know yet. Okay, off spawn here, you've got the spike grenades. You just had a guy die top sandbags. This guy just dies as you're coming off spawn. This guy, I think, is fighting, so you kind of need to stay alive here.
Enemies captured Charlie.
Enemy team
Oh,
scoring.
wait, what?
Your team scoring.
Oh, he's sliding from sandbags. Okay, that's the guy that just killed your teammate here. All right. Interesting. I don't know if that's a theater thing. He's not lit up. It seems like you didn't see him either because he's black and is kind of blending in there. Yeah, I don't know.
Enemies captured
Okay.
Charlie.
Enemy team scoring.
We've captured Charlie.
Oh, nice try to get away. This is a difference in playstyle. I kind of like what you did, and I kind of think I would have done something slightly different. Right here, you just had a teammate die A, so you know that there's someone at A. They're probably going to go to B because that B fight is starting as your two teammates push. But then when Sergeant McSquiggles, that's a name, Sergeant McSquiggles here, moves back this way, Eternal's like out on his own. Instead of dropping down to pillars here to help him, he's likely to die. So I would support him from top bridge here. Able to turn around to go with Squiggles over to A because they might push several to B. And if all of a sudden they have 4 people at B, you're not going to win this fight anyway. So if you guys can wrap around back to A and then you have an AC hold. Again, hindsight being 2020, it just with that teammate bailing and this guy kind of out on his own, your other teammate just died in A, so they're probably going to push to B. I don't know if the drop down is great here, but at the same time, the drop down, you now have a cross with him. Oh, did he just die as you fell? No, he's still alive. Okay. Wow, the quality of this recording is not great. Oh, it's probably because of the 30 FPS. Yeah, he dies here. So here's not a bad spot, but once he goes down and you're kind of on your own, you're full shield still. Um, maybe bail a little earlier, just a little bit. Um, you do try to bail and end up getting cleaned up. But yeah, you can see there's a guy here, two guys there on B. Mr. Squiggles went around to sandbags. So if you're still top nest bridge, just getting pot shots, and then he's over at sandbags, you guys have a good pinch, and then he can grab A. I don't know, and just different play styles and just a different thought process. Okay, so you've got teammates fighting for A. Sniper's up soon. Doesn't look like OS is.
S7 sniper available. Ah, heavens! A long-range weapon.
Um. Okay, this is just a hindsight thing. I probably would have done the same thing as you did. You peek this
Range
angle.
weapon.
The teammate's looking at you, so you know that he's not fighting anyone. You don't really need to. Which, watching the video, this does seem like a long time you're looking at him, but maybe real time it's not. Um, because you have teammates over by OS, you know they're spawning and coming from B. So I would look B, but I wouldn't push out as far into sandbags as you do here. Yeah, you like slide down here. Um, I'd be a little further back, and then you can play that brick right here for some cover. Instead, you have to take that one-on-one, which turns out to be a two-on-one. Oh, and your teammate didn't even get to finish the A cap. Wow. That's okay. Your other teammate comes in for the cleanup.
Oh, Bravo is
Okay, so now you guys have an AB setup. Not a bad setup. They're spawning up C area, so you know they're probably going to push to B from C. Possibly through top mid. There might be one that wraps around here to A.
Your team scored.
Yep, there's their top mid guy. He backed off. You've got this teammate pushing, hopefully, to pillar door to help B. I don't know about helping him there because at this point you ran away from A. And so at this point, I think this is the only guy dead. I think the other three are up. I'm not certain. But you're opening up the A spawns to come help fight bottom mid here. And ideally, he would have pushed out pillars to help B. I don't know. I don't know about coming down here. Just not my play. Oh, OS is up here in 30, so you got to start thinking about that too. Okay, so you're going to push out pillar door, I assume. I don't know why you jumped to dummy door, exposing your back there. That was kind of weird. Maybe you were thinking about going to C, and then changed your mind because there were people over here. Good cleanup. Yeah, pick up the sniper. Let them have B and spawn there. I would wrap around to C here and start getting ready for the OS.
The enemy has captured Bravo.
Enemy team scored.
Maybe you got to call out that he was Keto there.
Double kill.
Yeah, at that point, I wouldn't continue this way. I would go back over to C, because you guys want the AC hold right now.
Over shield inbound.
Cool, he wins a big one-on-one. They actually push B to A, which makes sense, because most people will, because it's the easiest one to push. Your teammates all rotated over to C now, which is good for the OS, but now they've got the A, so they're scoring on a trip cap. But you guys have the OS now. Okay, cool. So the OS, you guys are capping C. You're going to put pressure on A, it looks like. Alright. Where'd you get shot from? Okay, screen door. Nice. Right here, and this is what I was thinking earlier, but just that situation was a little different. I do notice you tend to go against this wall and look at pillars or in this general area. You're not looking one direction or the other. Here, because Squiggles is already checking your big door slash rat tunnel side, I would peek out towards your sandbags instead of holding that angle. You do end up kind of doing that, but you're still... I mean, I guess you're looking... If I back up a little bit... Yeah, I would just be quicker with that reaction. As soon as I seen him looking this way, look off to your left. And then you look left, and that's about the time he does too. And you're kind of looking here and kind of looking there, so that's not bad. But yeah, just a observation there. Nice. Okay, cool. So you guys should be able, because OS is already gone, if your teammates grab B, force them to spawn C, you can get this A-B hold while they cap C. Oh, they ended up going to A right as you guys left that. I don't like this leaving it. Once you had that information that two people were out here, there were two of you on A, I would have kind of waited to see what Mr. Squiggles will do, because a lot of times in these lower diamond lobbies, they will push out just like both of you are. So I would have stayed back at A a little longer and to see what he does. And if he wants to stay A, then you can push up. And instead you get whacked in the back because they were capping A and just came up on you. Yeah, that's one where... Okay, cool. So let's look at this right here. Oh yeah, Mr. Squiggles is in front of you. You've got the AC hold. They're probably B. They might push big door. They might be spawning OS. I've kind of lost track of who's dead here. So 2 dead. You guys pick up OS. There's the 3rd. And there's the 4th. And about right now, I'm thinking, is when the other team is spawning up. They're probably spawning B at this point. Yeah, they grenaded sandbags from B.
Your team scoring.
Yeah, right here, because they're coming from B, and looks like they're pinging Nest as well. Let your 3 teammates fight the guy Nest, and stay back here in A and check your big door, because they can still push that angle. You do help with that, but yeah, I think they pushed big door. Neither of you had looked that direction for a good 2 seconds, which is enough time for them to get across. They start capping it, run out on you, and smack you in the back. Yeah, it's because all 4 of you are focused on B. That's one situation where, because you're playing a low diamond lobby, you know your 3 teammates are going to go B there just because that's where the action is, and you end up falling for that same trap. So now all 4 of you are fighting for 1 point. If you stay back on A and look your big door, you don't get smacked in the back and can help with that fight a little better. Even though, so this is where stats don't really matter, right? Like here you end up with an extra assist over here. I don't think you get a kill, but maybe you do. That extra kill, that extra assist actually hurt your team because now you're losing A. You've got 2 teammates up now, and they're both in B in 1 spot. Oh, 3 teammates, sorry. Yeah, 3 teammates up. It kind of works out because it looks like he does kill the A guy. You end up spawning OS. They're on C, so you guys are going to pressure C here. I like that. I do prefer C over A, I talked about earlier. Ouch, got flanked from elbow. That's okay.
Enemy team scoring. Enemy halfway to victory.
The enemy has captured Bravo.
Something weird about the
Team
sequence.
scoring.
Hold on. Okay, so let's analyze this here. You've got 2 people fighting from C. You've got 1 over by A.
Enemy halfway to victory.
Yeah, so you end up hitting this grenade, which is a little inconvenient that you hit the grenade, but I will say my thought process is that I come up here. Because you already have 2 people on C, now granted this Eternal guy is not actually in the hill, I actually would have stayed bottom tower there to get information, because with them fighting there, you know grenades are going to be flying in, or likely flying in. So I would have stayed bottom tower, I think. Just observing that the two teammates were where they were. This recording isn't very good. I don't know why. Maybe it was the 30 FPS. I'll have to note that for the next time I do one of these.
Enemies capture Bravo.
And then here, you've already capped it. You really don't need to sit here. And again, grenades are flying in. I would move off at least to the rail. And yeah, you end up getting cleaned up. Now, there was a guy right on you, too. I don't know where he came from. Oh, you died to a back smack. I didn't even notice that. Yeah, I don't think you needed to be on the point for that situation. But they did collapse on you guys pretty good with 3 people. Okay, so you spawned A, you've got 2 teammates dead, 1 over by C, you know there are 3 people fighting him. Maybe 2, because there was this trade that just happened, but your goal here is to kind of stay alive and wait for your other teammates to spawn up here. Oh, he's not by C. Okay, he was right here on sandbags. Still, yeah, stay alive. Yep, you see the guy top mid. Good win.
Better them than us.
Okay. The only thing I really kind of don't like here, and again, this is real time versus not. You see this guy fighting, and you're just kind of looking there. He is so far out, you know they're not going to push through big door just yet. So the time you delay here, looking at him, you end up turning right as he dies, I guess. Okay, it wasn't as long as I thought. Never mind. I was gonna say you need to come flank sandbags or push out with him. But you do. It seemed like longer when I was watching it the first time. Good win there. Because they just killed this guy over here, though. I also don't know if I would have pushed all the way back into A. I would have stayed like on this wall that you're right next to.
Better them than us.
Because yeah, they end up pushing that big door, and it ends up getting you killed. Where you might stay alive a little longer if you don't push all the way into A there.
Power items incoming.
Okay, OS is really important. There's 2 of you fighting for it. Very nice.
Power items have arrived.
Good cleanup. Good cleanup. Triple kill. That was a really good move where you baited him over to this side.
Stronghold Bravo is ours.
Your team scoring.
Okay, now all of a sudden you guys have the triple cap.
Captured Alpha.
So that's convenient. So here they're probably going to be C. Yep, there they are. Oh yeah, I noticed this earlier, and I haven't seen this before. This is the second time you've been flanked from elbow. And actually looking at this guy, I seen this, yeah, when I was recording this. He's just crouching over here on this rail, so no one can see him coming up dummy ramp. That's actually a new move to me. I kind of like that. And maybe there are people that have done that already, and I just have never noticed. But I kind of like that move. So I'm going to add that tool to my toolbox of staying here. Like earlier when I talked about you came out to C and died, I would have stayed bottom tower and maybe jumped up to top tower, that kind of a thing. He's kind of got the same thought. He doesn't need to be inside C. He wants to get the flank, so he's playing over here, where I would have flanked from under tower. But yeah, I kind of like that move.
Enemy team scoring.
Okay. This is kind of a hard situation. You've got 1 teammate dead, 1 over by screens, which is kind of a useless spot to be in, and then 1 here in A. So it kind of depends on what this guy does, because if he tries to push C, and you 2 try to push B, I don't know. This is one where I would kind of stall a little and wait to see what my teammates do. Okay, so we spawned up there. There's 3 of you in A now. They're pushing sandbags. You've got one guy big door. Yeah, you kind of have to fight out the sandbags. I really don't like these guys over here. It's a bad spot to be unless they're screens, but I don't think they are. Yeah, fight sandbags. I don't like the sprint out there. Yeah, you see the sniper, but sprinting there could have been people right here. I kind of thought there was. I'm surprised there's not. Maybe sprint slide, but
Oh, thank heavens! A long-range weapon.
okay, that had to have been a call out because how did you know he was there? That was unless you caught him by the corner of your eye. That was intense. I wouldn't have necessarily jumped up there, although that might have been where you died before you jumped up technically. Um,
Oh, thank heavens! A long-range weapon.
but you get this kill, and you're kind of out in the open from Nest, so it is likely they could shoot you from there. I would have sprinted back B rather than looking. Yeah, once you start to get shot here, this is a habit that I picked up not too long ago myself. Once you start to get shot and it's not in front of you, just run. So as you get shot, now granted you're on mouse and keyboard, so you can turn a little faster.
Oh,
But
thank heavens! A long-range weapon.
right here, you getting shot, instead of looking at it, just start sprinting back B. And yeah, I wouldn't have necessarily jumped up there because you were already pretty weak. I would have just stayed back B for a minute, but oh, I didn't notice you. This is yeah. I'm gonna show you something else I recently learned that's really really handy for that. So, I used to do the same thing. You jump up here, right, and then across, like you just did. You can actually jump there. Now, granted, these grenades are dangerous because they can do that, right? But you can. Whoa, helps if you press the jump button. Yeah, you can make that jump here, and you've got this pillar for cover, where when you jump from up here, not only does it take longer to clamber here and then jump across, but during that jump, you've got full exposure to everybody all the way out to B. Where when you make it from here, I'm gonna chalk that up to being early in the morning. That entire transition, you've got this pillar blocking line of sight, so you're not getting shot at. So it kind of depends on your purpose, right? Like, I'm not going to use that every time. If I want to shoot at them, I can jump up here, which, by the way, you don't need to clamber that jump. You can shoot as well while you're doing that. But if you were just trying to get an angle, trying to get up there, this is a better jump, in my opinion, because of the blocking. But yeah, I recently learned this jump is possible. So there you go. And then, yeah, you don't need to clamber that jump. You can crouch jump that. Cool. Yeah. Another tool for the toolbox.
Your team scored. Enemy team scored.
I'm gonna rewind that a little bit.
Your
A little more. Here you can here. You can hear audio. There we go. That your teammate over in A is fighting. So I don't know if I would push all the way out to pistol to get that kill. Shoot him, like right. You make this jump. Stay on the frag grenades. You can hear him shooting too, but I would stay on the frag grenades so you can use this pillar for cover from anyone that's B. Continue to shoot this guy, and if he happens to make it top mid to go over to C, you've got teammates over there that can clean up that kill. If you stay back here by that pillar, then you can help out on A more.
your team scored.
And then that guy pushing you sandbags, right? This is where I'm gonna. It's easier to actually demonstrate. So, I can't change that. Whatever. So you shoot that guy that was there, while you're hiding behind this pillar, that guy coming up B here, that's right there, is going to have a harder time shooting you. And your teammate dying in A, you can turn and shoot at them, and then if you need to, you can back off to Keto, right? Which is probably what's going to happen. Instead, I think you get a little hungry for this kill and don't realize that this fight is happening over here. And so you chase him, you end up by pistol, then you've got a guy here chasing you, so you're trying to get away from him, and then that exposed you to the angle to A. So this is one situation where staying a little further back and not chasing that. Get your shots, and if you miss, and he's just weak, yeah, you had your two teammates at C that can clean him up. So, yeah, that's just my thought process on how I probably would. I mean, all of this is hindsight, right? I can't guarantee that's how I would have played it. It's just what I would think would be more ideal given the situation. When you jump up there, stay back a little longer before or until you have more information.
Enemy team scoring.
Okay, so my thought process here before you move. This is one of the few situations where you've actually got a really good three-man pinch onto B, assuming Young is pushing B, or at minimum he's distracting at A. I almost would have gone tower stairs to look down at B, but still protect C, because you know your two teammates here are going to push B, or at least I'm pretty confident these two are going to push B, just looking at this. And if Young does as well, you've got three people on B, you need to anchor C here. So that's my thought. Okay, so this guy ends up backing off because he gets hurt. You're kind of in no man's land right now. Alright, so your two teammates backed off to push top mid, it seems like. I don't know. Apparently I was like way wrong, but this is where if you had gone tower, you're still able to kind of support them, but that's okay. Interesting. Alright, that's, you guys end up trading A, B here for C, because they're going to be spawning C now.
Double kill. Your team scored.
Overshield available. Hostiles down and not getting up. The enemy's captured Charlie.
Oh, look your top mid there. Oops. Oh, nice. Your teammate backlack OS. Yeah, you ended up trading C for A and B, which isn't bad. I prefer C, but nice shot. Oh no, I don't like that push really, unless he's calling out like two absolutes or something. And if you're gonna push that, I would drop slide across. So, one, I don't think I would push it, but if you are going to push it, right here, because you're standing on that box, I happen to be like right there anyway. If you drop slide around, you can get those fired, you can escape cuts. Or if you drop slide towards the vent, whoops, get the shots and then back out vent. In case there's more than one, where sprinting across, your reticle's not up while you're moving, and you end up kind of in a bad spot here. I think you died. I don't remember. Let's find out. Yeah, just sprinting across there, your reticle's not up and ready. Or a drop slide, you can end up kind of in the same spot while your reticle is ready. Yeah. I don't think that was a great push. Again, hindsight, whatever.
The enemy has captured Bravo.
Enemy team scoring. Enemy team nearing victory. Your team scored.
Go dark! What now? That's Seven Sniper, inbound. The enemy has captured Alpha.
Enemy team scored.
That's Seven Sniper, available.
Very nice. Check your sandbags. Good.
Stronghold Bravo is ours.
Your team scoring.
A good
Nice
old-fashioned
cleanup.
takedown. The enemy's captured Charlie.
Nice shot.
Enemy team scoring. Your team scoring.
I actually do kind of remember this because yeah, things happen. So you see that guy run down that way, you know there's C, and it's highly likely that someone else is either pushing out Pillar Door here, or more might be coming from Mud. So chasing this kill because you got that one shot is kind of dangerous. I would have grenaded it and stayed white wall, let him back off. So you try to chase him down here, and you end up running into a second guy who ends up beating you. So yeah, that's one of those that because he's one shot and he's backing off, and there are more coming, I would have tossed a grenade the door in case he rechal's and continue to hold the white wall angle. The only thing I would have done different, which is just a different playstyle, and maybe you're getting different callouts. After you pick up this repulsor, you do end up having a teammate spawn there, so the A is strong. But I would have checked top mid here, right there. Instead, you end up turning a little early to come back. Maybe you were getting a call out, I don't know, but I would have checked top mid and then came back. And then running out here in the middle of the open, I don't like this necessarily either. If they're coming from Nest Bridge, going white wall, this little corner here is not a bad idea, but running out in the open here, kind of dangerous. Hello? That was weird. Oh, maybe you got a call out that he was Mud. Maybe that's what it was.
The enemy has captured Bravo.
Good kill.
Enemy team scoring. Your team scoring.
He's captured Alpha. Stronghold Alpha is ours.
Okay, now you guys have a good setup. Okay, so leaving sandbags, I don't really like that because now all of a sudden all four of you are trying to protect B, and you just fought that guy top mid. He dropped down vent, right? He's very likely going either rat tunnel or key door to sandbag or screens rather. Yeah, this guy here, when he bails, he's probably going key door or rat tunnel, and someone's got to stay back to protect A. So this is where I would have actually probably moved back towards A. Instead of moving out here, now all of a sudden there are four of you on B. Yep, there he is. He's now grabbing A. And that also, moving away while all four of you were by B, that opens the A spawns. And being sandbags isn't going to block the A spawn either. So I don't know. I mean, I didn't keep track of the kill feed up to this point. But they could be spawning, not necessarily like in A, but like window area. And there's a second guy. Oh, and there was a third guy. Yeah, there's no way that wasn't someone else. Let's watch the kill feed here. Okay, so right about now, everybody spawned up. You're looking for the flanker. Don't see him. Okay, there's one dead. There's two dead. That other guy's going A. And that first guy should be spawning right about now. Yep, there he is. And there's the second guy. And then that guy... That was the last survivor, I think. Yeah, so they spawned window because they had that guy A. So it's spawning him next to them, and it's open. And that's where the action's happening. So, yeah, that's where having all four of you on B was a bad idea. If after you fight that guy, just understanding his route is most likely going to go to A, go back to protect A, and block that spawn, too. Because now they have the double cap on you, you end up dying, trying to go back to B, and then I think this is the end of the game. Well, you guys do have a double cap going. Oh, dang. Yeah. It's just that last play. That was... Like, you guys had a good hold going on here. And this one minor mistake, now granted, leading up to this point, you guys are losing anyway. But this one mistake really cost you your guys' hold. You fight this guy. Okay, he just dropped vent. He's probably going to go key door or rat tunnel. If he pushes out to pillars, you've got 3 teammates over there. You don't need to back them up. You need to make sure that A is safe right now because you're the one closest to A. All 3 of your teammates are fighting for B. I would actually probably go by the sneaky box here. So you can still kind of get a shot off there. But there the first guy dies. There's the second guy. They've already killed 2. And there's 3 of them up. Yeah, go back to A right here. Like, understand where that guy is going. Instead, they've already killed 2 and you're coming out here. Now there's 4 of you on B. The only other option is maybe you guys rotate around to fight for C and let them have A, which isn't bad. But it's unlikely to happen. You do end up actually looking at that. I wish I could rewind slightly less, but Mr. Sergeant... Hold on. Right here, Mr. Sergeant McSquiggles does end up pushing B. I mean C. While you guys are going back towards A. Oh, Squiggles did come back. I don't know how he got there. Yeah, that was the final play that put the nail in the coffin. So anyway, yeah, I think that's all I really have for that. Live fire Strongholds is kind of hard. A lot of rotations, timing things and whatnot. But yeah, that's all I've got.